of a few people. Hey guys, we're here. We're here. Happy Veterans Day to all the vets out there. We are live coming at you from Texas and, of course, from the up north in the big state up there. How are you doing tonight, Blaire? You doing good, man?
I'm doing good. I'm doing well.
What's the weather like up there right now?
Cold. Winter finally showed up today.
It finally decided to get cold. It's supposed to get down to 32 tonight. That's not cold for you guys though at all, right?
Yeah, it's supposed to be at 31 with a wind chill in the 20s or the teens.
Okay.
And then our highs are going to be in the 30s this weekend. So
there we go. Okay, that's good. That's very good. I'm very excited about our show tonight, guys. We've got a really good show for you. We've got a really good lineup for you guys to tell you about what's going on. I don't want you guys to stress too much out about what's going on inside of the red wave, supposed red tsunami. We're going to talk about that in detail. We got some Elon Musk news. Hello, Steven. Welcome. We're gonna go over a bunch of different things. We have a lot of areas tonight, and we're gonna make a lot of people very angry tonight. So I hope that you're ready for it, and we're gonna do it as non-politically correct, of course, as we always do. We're gonna definitely try to give people, I guess, what they're looking for in a sense. I'm going to try to pull up my thing and see if I can do this the right way. And we're going to do this as best we can. Here we go. I'm going to do this like that. I'm trying to make sure that we are as professional as possible. Welcome to our show. It's Vincent De Leon and Blaire to Blaire. This is Friday night, or I should say, this is Friday nights, and we are doing the weekly wrap up. And I hope you guys are having a great Veterans Day. And here we go. And it's not playing. All right. So our first story tonight, guys, we have breaking news. And I really wanted to talk about this. This was something that happened like maybe 15 minutes before, but we have, believe it or not, some very, very good news for the Republicans in the group that are watching us right now. Your beloved red wave looks like it's getting a little bit more press and a little bit more steam. So I think you're going to enjoy this. I think you're going to enjoy this show too. At least I hope you guys are. So check this out. Republican Joe Lombardo is the next governor of Nevada. Now, if you hear a small clap in the background and some fanfare, it's because this is pretty big. I mean, I believe we had some numbers up earlier. I think it said, Blaire, was it 25 to 23 or 25 to 22 for governors? So yeah. Something along those lines. So this is pretty big, guys, because so far across the board, if I can remind me later, and I'll pull that up. I'll pull up that site, Blaire, the one that we're looking at on YouTube. But the cool thing about this, though, is that Sisolak, that is the Democratic, he was the runner for the Democrats. Sisolak just conceded. So he basically said, enough's enough. I'm not doing this anymore. I give up. Steve Sisolak, here we go. Here's his tweet. All right. Hey, look, there's the blue check mark, Blaire, that won't be there anymore. Ha! Serving you as governor for the last 4 years has been the honor of my lifetime. Thank you to everyone who believed in us and put your all out there. It's important that we now come together, continue moving this state forward. All right. He has a little thing in here while votes are still coming in. It's real small. I don't really care what he said there. It doesn't really matter. But yeah. So projected Republican Joe Lombardo is projected to win Nevada governor's race. This was right here at 6:20, and he tweeted this out at doesn't say a time. Interesting, but regardless, we now have another Republican governor. So congratulations to you Republicans out there. I do hope you guys are happy about that. So what do you think, Blaire? You think the red wave is going to do what it's supposed to do or not?
So the red wave, like we talked. Like we were talking about this before,
yeah.
Prior to this election cycle, had this type of change in power happened, this would have been a big night for the Republicans. They took back the House. The Senate is still up in play. A lot of governors are now Republican. A lot of houses, state houses, are Republican. This would have been talked about all night long or week, and they would have been talking about how this is going to affect the next election. But because it was perceived that all the Democrats were going to get voted out of office, everybody's kind of putting it down as this was just a joke, kind of a
like I said. I think I heard one of the guys from MSNBC call it a pink trickle.
Yeah, exactly.
It's something like that. Yeah. So, and here's a live update, guys, right here. Okay. So it's 25 to 23 governors, 211 to 201 House. This is live on YouTube, right here. Okay. This is literally live. I just uploaded it. And 48 to 48 in the Senate. All right. So please continue, Blaire, because he was asking about what it was. So yeah.
But here's the thing, and this proves something that a lot of people hadn't known. You can't run shit candidates against a perceived weak candidate and think you're just going to steamroll them.
Yeah,
because you look in Pennsylvania, Fetterman, a man who had a stroke, who is clearly having cognitive disabilities,
medical issues. Period. He obviously has. Even if it wasn't for the stroke, Blaire, he's got that goiter on his back, on his neck, right? And we don't even know what that's going to do to his spine. So.
But he easily beat Dr. Oz. It wasn't even close.
It wasn't even close.
It.
Yeah.
And that speaks to the fact that people are like, am I voting because Fetterman's better or because I think Oz is a fucking joke? So
I believe so too. And I question that myself, Blaire. I was wondering why Oz was getting the thumbs up. I mean, he's a TV personality, and honestly, I never took him seriously as a doctor, anyways. But I mean.
Yeah.
I mean, why did they go? I kept asking myself, why did they go with him? Why do they have that? I've heard the term purple states. Yeah, so have I, man. So have I, dude. Hey, you were asking, nice, please list the reasons for the 3 personalities in that. I'm guessing you were talking about the intro, if I'm correct. Okay. And guys, as you can tell, my voice is back. I am feeling much better. I will have a little bit of congestion tonight. That's the last thing that I've got is some slight drainage. So as you can hear, but I've got my coffee. So, like I said, my black coffee. So I make sure that I reminded myself that I'm a racist and a sexist and a homophobe and a transphobe with my black coffee. So we're good to go. Okay. So it definitely helps, man. Black coffee. But no, I agree with you 100%, Blaire. I think that a lot of it was delusional. I really do. Yes. I believe that the whole concept of the Red Tsunami and the however you want to put it, red wave coming at us from a thunderstorm, however they were trying to put it. I never bought into the concept that we were just going to sweep everything. Okay. I mean, dude, I never in my entire life thought New York was going to go red. I never thought that California was going to go red, so I didn't believe that. There's one show that I do watch. He has a little 5-minute, 10-minute little skits. It's like, I believe his saying is he exposes the abundant hypocrisy of the left, which he does a good job, but he was talking about 40 of the 50 states going red. And it's not possible. Okay. That's just not something that is going to happen in our country. So, but I will say this though, just from this little amount, let's just say for the sake of argument that this is right. Okay. I mean, look at this, guys. If this is the final tally, if this is how it's going to go, all we have to have is what you said, it's 50-50, right? For the Senate. Okay. Mm-hmm. So that means that there's 4 votes out there or 2 votes out there that were or is it 4 or 2? Does that mean that it can go 52-48 or does that mean there's only 2 seats left?
2. The Nevada is in play, but looks like it's going to go red at this point.
Okay.
Right. Arizona looks like it's going to go blue.
All right. So
and Georgia is a toss-up now because they have to have a runoff.
Okay, so now in why for the rest of everybody else, how come these states don't matter for that? Why
they didn't have any senator elections this round?
Okay, so the only ones that we're even worried about right now are just the ones that are highlighted up. Okay, so again, I'm learning as I go, guys. So please bear with me. So if we get Nevada and we get Georgia, then we're now hold on. Arizona, though, we don't know because they've only got 75% of the votes in on Arizona, right?
Yeah, so, but that guy looks like he's gonna win. He's got
really does. It doesn't look like Lake's got a chance. Wow, that's crazy, dude.
But she's not running for Senate. She's running for governor.
Oh, she's running for governor. That's right. So who's running for Senate in Arizona?
It's a guy named Blake Masters is the Republican, and then the Democrat incumbent is Mark Kelly, the astronaut.
Ah, he's got the astronaut. I guess that makes sense. Okay.
If you click on it, it'll show you what the click on Arizona.
I can't. No. This is YouTube.
Okay.
Yeah, this is YouTube. Yeah, it won't let me do that. But no. I mean, but even okay. Let's just say for the sake of argument, this goes red, and that goes blue, right? And then we win Georgia. It's still very close. Now, if I'm not mistaken, it was the same before, right? They were only ahead by 1 seat, anyways. Wasn't that what it was?
It was actually a tie. We had 50-50,
okay.
But the vice president comes in and breaks the tie on the Senate. And
the wonderful, beloved, absolutely most amazing vice president that has ever lived and most qualified because she has boobs. So now, I mean, because God forbid she didn't have boobs, then she wouldn't be qualified. But no, I remember that them talking about how it wouldn't matter either way. Like if it went 50-50, it doesn't matter. She's going to vote for the left anyway. She's never going to vote for the right. So. But okay, well, I still think that before we get into the stories, I did want to address the red wave thing. For the people that catch this later that don't watch it live, look, this isn't something necessarily to freak out about. Okay, we got the House. All right, we have the House. Even though I'm not a Republican, I do believe the Republicans need to take the House and they do need to take the Senate. Okay. Yes, she is. Oh, she's definitely milking that shit. But I mean, if it wasn't, because Blair said this to me before we started the show, if it wasn't for the pandemic, we wouldn't be so desperate for such a huge red wave. Okay, we wouldn't be needing it so badly. Okay, it's just that we've been locked inside of our houses for 2 years, told that if we didn't wear a mask, we were racist. Told that if we didn't get the jab, we were Nazis. I mean, we're sick of it, and understandably so. Okay, we're and it's not just the Republicans that are sick about this. The Independents and the Democrats are sick about this too. The problem is there's not enough people that are awake. You have to understand that. Okay, this whole problem that we're having here, that map that I just had up. A lot of it has to do with the fact that when people walk into these voting booths, they're seeing blue and they do a check mark. They're seeing red and they do a check mark. And it's because they're watching one source of information. I mean, think about it. You think your grandfather or your grandmother that's been watching CNN or ABC or MSNBC or Fox for the last 30 years, I don't know how old Fox is, but you understand my point. Like, they're not going to change. They're still thinking that their news source is the number one news source, whatever it may be. Okay. If they've been getting the Democratic newspaper for the last 50 years, they're going to believe what they read in that newspaper. That's how it works. So a lot of the people that are going in and voting, they don't know that Fetterman had it. I bet you, now that I think about it, when I do watch MSNBC or CNN or ABC or CBS News, I can't remember one time about them mentioning that Fetterman had a stroke, right? Mm-hmm. I don't remember them saying once that he had a stroke. I don't remember. I mean, I'm not saying that they didn't, okay? But I do remember seeing like 100 times, though, where he holds up the pink sweater that says Fetter Woman. I do remember seeing that, okay? I've seen that stupid logo like, I don't know, at least 30, 40 times. I'm exaggerating with 100, but I've seen at least 30, 40 times where he's like, Fetterman, Fetter Woman. It's like, wow. Okay. But then again, it's the Tweety Bird thing, right? So their attention span is like this much. But I do believe that's a lot. So that's also why we're here, though. That's also why I'm doing this. I believe, and I can't speak for Blair. I will never speak for Blair. But this is why I do this. because I want people to wake up. I want them to see what's actually going on around them, not what one source is saying. Like that news report right there, by the way, was from MSN. That's a left-leaning organization. That's not a right-leaning organization about the governor. Okay, so I mean, we need to be able to take a perspective on this and look at it from a certain point of view, and that's how it needs to be. I don't think that we're gonna make it in this country, Blaire, at least not for the next 5-10 years or whatever, unless we can start seeing things from all angles, or at least from as many angles as possible. One source of information just isn't going to cut it anymore. I mean,
right.
What are your thoughts, man? Please, before I move on.
Yeah, we need multiple sources, because certain sources are not totally biased and they're not really going to change probably.
No,
so you need so if you look at my background,
Oh yeah. Let's pull this up real quick. Yeah. That's
the end of democracy. The end of democracy.
There you go. Boom.
We're all dead.
We're gonna blow everything up, everyone.
And Bill Maher on his show last week bemoaned the end of democracy. He really thought there was going to be a red wave, and he thought the Republicans were going to get in office, and they were never going to. Yep.
There we go. All right. Well, hey, you see, guys, it wasn't as bad as we thought. Look at that.
And
so
that
it is. I mean, look now. I could literally. I had so many articles going through this week about cheating and voting and all this crap and everything. Right? I mean, I probably read at least 20 different articles.
And black men not knowing how to vote, and that's why Stacey Abrams wasn't. Oh God.
Yeah, I mean, dude, like it was ridiculous. I read probably there was New Mexico issues, Arizona issues, Nevada issues, California issues. I mean, look, there's always going to be cheating in elections. It is a part of the election cycle. All right. Every year, the Republicans and the Democrats, both sides, figure out a way to get an edge on each other. Okay, that's just how it works. There's going to be some underhanded crap that happens. Okay, I'm not smart enough to know how it works because I've got no clue. But I guarantee you, those people that lie to us all the time on the cameras that are sitting in those Senate seats, trust me, they know how to cheat, and they know how to cheat very well. Okay, case in point, Hillary Clinton is not in jail.
Yeah.
Okay,
but that election, last election, they said that Kim stole it from her. Wada. She comes back. Everybody thought for sure that she was going to steamroll him over. And no,
of course, yeah.
He turns out to have been a competent governor, and he beat her by almost 10 points?
It was a lot. It was a lot, yes.
So there's no question that when you run, if you run up against a good candidate, you're going to lose. Look what happened to Florida and Texas. The Republicans tore the hell out of those people. But then when you look at the other states, if you run crap against a bad person, crap is still crap no matter what. So that's why you had Fetterman win. That's why you had, in my state, Evers won against Michelson. That's why you have, in Michigan, how many people thought that Whitmer was going to be dragged out of the governor's mansion and burned at the stake for all the shit she did during the pandemic?
You would think.
And surprise, no, she won very easily. And then out in Arizona, you have a Lake, a television personality. She's in a dogfight for the governorship, and she might lose it. That Republican Congresswoman from Colorado, Boebert, she's in a tight race. She finally got on top, and it looks like she'll win, but there's going to be a recount. But it's still much closer than it should be because the Democrat was a good candidate. Now, you look at Marjorie Greene, the other Congresswoman Republican who's a big pain in the ass for the Democrats. She stumped the shit out of her opponent by 30 points. It wasn't even a contest.
Okay.
So your quality of candidate needs to be on par to play in this game. You can't just say, well even Georgia, you have Herschel Walker. Technically, he lost. The Democrat had more votes, but now they have to go to a runoff because in Georgia, there's a law that says if you win with less than 50%, you have to have a runoff.
Now, explain to me how a runoff works. I've never had to see what happened before. So educate me. How does a runoff work?
So in governor right now in Georgia, they have 3 people running for Senate.
Okay.
Warnock is the Democrat incumbent. Herschel Walker is the Republican. And then there's a third party person who got like 1.8% or 1.1% of the vote.
Okay.
So in Georgia, if you win, but you don't get at least 50% of the vote or more, like 50% plus one, then they have a runoff of the top two people.
Okay.
So,
which is Herschel Walker and the other guy.
Yeah, Warnock. So next month in December, there'll be another election for senator in Georgia. So we're not going to know who's going to win that until next month.
Okay. Wow. But they're showing he just threw that up there though. He just showed the 53%, right? It says
that's the governor.
That's the governor. Okay. So now, so how does the runoff work? Like, what are they about that cough? Hot lemon and real honey water, hot like tea. Yeah, dude, I've had this cough for 7 days now. Yeah, and this is nothing, man. You should have seen it. Like, I mean, oh my god, dude! Like a couple of days ago, I was like, just hacking like crazy. It was horrible. Okay, so when they have the runoff, what do you do? Is it the same thing? So do people just run out to rush vote? Is that how it works, or is it?
Yeah, it'll be a special election. It'll be just those two.
All right,
and it's just like another election day, but it's just for those two candidates.
Interesting. So he might pull more votes because the independents are. That's actually pretty smart.
But then, like I said, Herschel Walker is a very flawed candidate.
Oh, incredibly! I mean, they were making him look like a horrible father, horrible man. I mean, like it was bad, dude. Like I was like, wow, okay, they're really ripping into him. So he
had baggage.
I mean, he had major baggage. But
if they had somebody else, maybe they would have won easily. But your quality of candidate is really.
Hey, man, he's a cowboy football player, bro. I mean, come on, man.
But what happened was, I'm afraid what's going to happen is people like the Democrats who thought they were going to get creamed are now like, I won.
Well,
2 years from now, nobody's going to go to trial for any of the things that happened to the nursing homes.
Oh yeah, no, we'll never see that, dude. We'll never. I mean, come on, dude. You think we're ever going to see anything about the laptop from hell? I mean, do you honestly think that? Okay, I take that back. Maybe after Biden is not president, we might see Hunter Biden get a slap on the wrist. But I seriously doubt it. I seriously doubt that that's going to happen.
Yeah.
I just don't. I don't. I mean, dude, it's Biden's son. I mean, unless he literally walked out into the street, took a gun, and executed somebody on their knees in front of cameras, I don't think anything would ever happen to Hunter. I mean, and even then, they might be like, oh, well, he was distraught.
But I mean, even like all the like Whitmer and the guy in New York who put all the sick people in nursing homes and got all the people
Como's legacy. Yes,
you're never gonna see those people brought to trial.
No. He's 20,000
I'm afraid
people that died.
People in power are going to think, I got away with it. I can do it again. So guess what's going to happen? Climate change is going to be a problem. So they're going to start locking people in their houses up for high temperatures.
Yeah. Speaking of which, YouTube, this is all in Minecraft. Everything we're saying, Minecraft. But for those of you people out there that have been following the greenhouse effect to the climate change theories to whatever, okay, just remember Leonard Nimoy told everybody that we were going to be going through an ice age in the 70s.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Don't forget that. Don't forget that. Okay?
Eric's in the chat. Hey, Eric.
Eric, dude, you want to come on tonight, Eric? Like, because you totally blew us off last week. Oh my God. I'm just kidding, man. I got sick too, bro.
So to Steven's question,
oh yeah, we got questions. I'm sorry, I was about to load up the next one. Hang on.
How many run-ups can they run off? So the next one is going to be the top two people. It's going to be Walker and Warnock. So that 1.1% of people who voted for the independent are not going to be probably in play, or they're going to pick one. So whoever gets to 50% of this one, this one should do it. They should get 50%. So we'll see. It's still up there. It's still possible. So if Herschel Walker got on his knees and begged God to forgive him because he made that woman get that abortion, and that's why he's so anti-abortion now, because he knew he did wrong and sinned, he probably could win. but I doubt that Master will do that. This is going to be a dogfight to the very end, but yeah, I don't know how. I think this next one is just whoever wins this wins.
Yeah, I think so too. I think that I'm pretty sure that. Okay, let's. I'm being facetious here. I think that after all the news and everything comes out, I think people are going to be a little bit more savvy, I should say. And I guess the more and more and more that we can actually get information out there to people, the more people start thinking, I think it'll be better. But then again, I could be completely wrong and people could be sheep. And, we definitely need to have the incoherent evil discussion tonight. Don't let me get off the air without talking about the 85% rule about incoherent evil, okay? Because I will. I forgot last time. I totally forgot. Chat, don't let me forget, okay? Because I can actually – I've been working on this theory since I was in the Marine Corps, and it's about the people in the world that are incoherent evil. And I've very lightly talked about it, but we can definitely talk more about it tonight. Let's get into some of these things that I was promising you guys, some of these wonderful, lovely news articles that I brought up. This was going to make everyone really pissed off, so I want to get out of the way first. It's actually one of the better ones. Yeah, I've been looking forward to talking about this one, and this is going to make you guys actually smile. Those of you that know me or know that I've been smiling about this shit all day, this is great. All right, so new rules are working to save women's sports. Okay, so biologically, there are two sexes, ladies and gentlemen. There is men and there is woman.
I'm sorry, are you a biologist, sir?
Oh, that's right. I'm wrong, and this is all in Minecraft. Okay, so here we go. I don't know what this is. This is week stories. I don't think I can get this off the screen, but
just scroll down. So
yeah. Okay. So last June, biking champion Kate Weatherly, who identifies as a trans woman, lamented the new exclusion of trans women identified athletes from certain women's sports. The rules now applied to women's swimming would ban Weatherly from women's biking if they were applied there as well. These comments led to the hashtag Save Women's Sports. Now remember, they're saying save women's sports because trans women are not allowed in women's sports. Remember, that's what we're talking about. To trend on Twitter, showing that many people welcome new rules to keep women's sports open only to biological females. That is true. It's not reversing what I'm saying. What I'm saying is that what started this was her lamented about she was basically lamenting about the new exclusion. That's what started this hashtag thing. This idea is controversial. No, it's not. But it shouldn't be. Because it's not the only people that it's controversial to. Let's just be completely frank about this. Is the people in the trans community. It's not controversial to anyone.
And not most of them either.
Yeah. And most of the people in the trans community understand what this is. Okay. If you're a 35-year-old biological male that just automatically switches over to a woman and says, now I'm competing against women. What the fuck? All right. I mean, come on. Like this is reality. We're not living in fantasy world in Minecraft. The idea is controversial, but it shouldn't be. I'm glad that women's leagues are starting to make the necessary corrections to serve their purpose, providing a space for female athletes to compete against one another and not against males. This page has been blocked by an extension. Okay, I guess I didn't like that picture. Why is it now considered controversial to insist that female sports be, well, female? Oh, look, guys, look. I don't think this person is a biologist, but they said the word female. Oops.
Yeah, see the word here? Female sports.
Female sports.
Female and female sports.
Hey, you know what I would be for though? Trans sports.
Steven mentioned that. Why don't we have a trans?
Yeah,
it can be a free for all.
Yeah, like a free for all. Like, dude, yeah, bring them all in there, man. Shit, dude, let them all have their thing, man. I mean, we have Special Olympics, right? Same shit. Mm-hmm. Okay. All right. There are 3 reasons. First, a strand of once academic gender theory that has moved into the mainstream. says that sex, not just the gendered performance of sex, but actual sex itself, is purely a social construct. Now, for those of you that are unfamiliar to this thing, these two words, social construct, let me try to break it down for you. And again, this is all relatively new to me. I'm also learning myself, okay? So now, a lot of this is going to sound stupid. Bear with me, okay? They believe that the idea of a gender role is a social construct. So that means that because of our society, think of society as a whole, okay, that male and female gender roles are only social constructions, and it has nothing to do with natural biology. So therefore, men can have babies and women can have penises. Makes sense? I know it's confusing. Stay with me. All right. So, and again, I was learning this myself, as I go, and I'm probably going to get a lot of this wrong anyways. I mean, it's in Minecraft anyways, right? It doesn't matter. So like the way they're trying to do this, and this is how they also confuse people, is I try to push onto you that there's hundreds of different genders or whatnot, and that there's no way that a person can assign a gender at birth because that person could feel a specific way. Biology means nothing. All right. And then on top of that, as Blaire made a joke about it earlier, if you're not a biologist, oh my God, look at what they did to the supposed smartest person ever to be put on the judge seat, right? They asked her, the newly appointed judge, what is it? It's the, oh my God, the highest part
Supreme
of the
Court.
Supreme Court. Thank you. The Supreme Court judge. What is her name? The black lady?
Justice Jackson. I can't remember her first name.
Yeah, Justice Jackson, because she was so memorable. They asked her on live television if she could define what a woman is. It ain't hard. A biological female. That's literally the definition. Okay? So she refused to identify it because of a portion of the population that would cancel her if she said anything other. That's why we have to understand and why we have to recognize how horrible this is. Okay? The reason why 1984 was so scary is because it's not hard to do. When you make people so afraid to say something because they're going to be canceled, okay? That's 1984, guys. And then you automatically just get rid of everything that existed before that second, before that definition, and then the new definition exists. That's how it works. And that's what they're doing. They're making people so afraid to speak their mind that someone can hear them in a restaurant, in a bathroom, at the water cooler, that people lower their voices. I say, fuck that shit, man. You raise your fucking voice. You say it as loud as you fucking want to. And goddamn, who gives a shit? Who hears what you have to say? Because here's the way freedom of speech works in America. All right? If you hear something that somebody says and it offends you, go fuck yourself. That's how it works. Because guess what? You choose how you feel about it. So if someone says to a person that, you know what, I identify as a cat that is in a wheelchair. Okay, that's great. I'm sorry that you have a mental disorder, but you're not a cat and you're not in a wheelchair. You're a regular human being. Okay? It doesn't matter how you feel. And that's what these people are trying to tell you. And if you disagree with them, you're automatically a transphobe, or you're denying the existence of trans people or whatever. Dude, don't listen to them. Tell them to shut up. They're not going to give you a space. They're not going to give you any leeway. No. They're not going to respect you. They're going to yell at you. They're going to spit on you. They're going to throw Molotov cocktails at government buildings. They're going to take over cities like Seattle. That's what these people do. And they're going to keep yelling, and they're going to keep screaming, and they're going to keep doing violent things until they completely take over everything. That's what they do. That's how it works. It's almost like a virus. It just spreads and it spreads and it spreads. But
it's a cult.
It is.
It is
a cult. Blaire, you're absolutely correct. It is very easy to beat them. And listen to me very, very, very carefully. All you have to do is not listen to them. Do not let them take over your life. Okay? This whole bullshit right here, when you put social in front of anything, it's not good. Okay? It's not. Okay? I mean, well, we have socialistic healthcare, I guess, in a way. I guess. Right? In a way, but not really. But a social construct, you have things like social justice. No, walk away from it. Okay, back off the tangent. From this perspective, having female genitalia is no more relevant to whether one is a woman than having red hair. That's funny because you can have red hair on female genitalia. Both men and women can have any genitalia. It's so funny, dude. Just saying that out loud is hilarious, dude. All right, just like both men and women can have any hair color. While these debates may have originated as important conversations about how to understand medical anomalies, like being born with ambiguous sexual organs, sex itself has now been reduced to more stereotypes of gender performance. Okay, I don't know how many people that are watching right now have ever been in a fight. Okay, but I try to stick to the things that I know. I really do. Blaire, how many fights have you been in your life, man? Dozen, 20, 30, 40?
Half a dozen or so. I used to be a bouncer in college, so we had
okay. Did you ever have to put your hands on a woman and control a woman?
I didn't, thank God, but there have been several that others have because they were so far. I've been punched by a woman.
Okay. So, well, when you got punched by a woman, did she hit you in your face, gut, balls?
Right in my face, right in my nose.
How did it feel?
It hurts.
Okay, all right.
But the first thing
what's up?
She screamed was, "I'm pregnant. I'm pregnant."
That's great. That's great. Well, in New York, that's not illegal. I could walk up to a woman and kick her in the stomach in New York, and the baby could die, and all I get is an assault charge on her because they don't care about the baby. Yeah. All right. Now, have you been hit in the face by a man?
Yes.
Okay. Which one was harder?
The man, definitely.
Okay. All right. But my only point is this. Again, I try to stick to what I know. And I don't like to talk about things that I really don't have any clue on. Okay. But I promise you, I've been on the mat with both men and women. I've trained both men and women. And I promise you, except for an incredibly small percentages on the opposite end of each spectrum, being very weak men and very strong women. Okay. Dude, a 14-year-old kid in high school in football is going to beat the shit out of a 25-year-old woman. And she could be training. And he will beat the shit out of her.
Well, they've had contests where they'll have a high school team of boys go up against professional team of women, and the boys will kill the women.
Yes, the Australian soccer game. Remember that one? It was the Australian like world class soccer females, right? And they went up against a 15-year-old group of boys, and they beat them like 7-1.
Yeah,
wasn't even close. And when you're watching the video, the girls are like ankle breaking, so the guys are like moving past them so fast, the girls are falling on the ground. It was embarrassing. Okay. Even after Serena Williams came out on live television and said that she would get beaten by a 200 ranked dude, they still didn't believe her. So what they do, they had her play a 200 ranked dude, and she lost in consecutive sets. Yeah. It was like 6-0, 6-0.
And there's no shame in that either. She's still one of the best women players ever to have lived.
I think she's actually ranked number 1 overall. So, like, of all the women players, she's the number 1 ever to play. And she lost against a 200 ranked. Okay?
So, look at the swim team. Look at the Pennsylvania swim team.
Oh, God.
The trans woman. I don't even know what that person's name is.
He was ranked like 213th.
Yeah. Middle, nowhere. All of a sudden, he is a she, and she is the best record holder, What does that tell you?
Dude, what Caitlyn Jenner only had to be a woman for a year, and he was Woman of the Year. Dude, he was better than any woman, and he was a woman for less than a year. Congratulations. That's social justice right there. Let's get a little golf clap going.
When they do that, it shows that, guess what? Men are better at being women than women.
Dude, yeah, men are totally better at being women.
But look at this article. Look at the premise. They're reducing sexual organs, and sexual identity down to hair color.
Oh, dude, we are so far behind on chat, dude. Oh my god.
It's insane.
Oh, dude. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, let's see here. Come on the chat next time available. Pop. Okay. So where are we, dude? We're so far behind. You're right. I agree, man. I don't understand it either, dude. But it's a part of the life. Okay. So I just want to listen and comment. Can you click on the things, dude? Can you see them? Can you?
I can't click on them.
You can't click on them? Okay.
No, I can't bring them up.
All right. Dillard, welcome, brother. I see you in here. Jack, dude, what's up, man? I didn't even see you because I was talking away, dude. Jack, hello, man. There we go. Steven, transport sleeves could include cyborgs as well. Hey, dude, you know what? I mean, if you identify as a cyborg, right? Jack, you're always welcome, brother. You're always welcome, man. Red Noodle, what did I tell you? Tisk tisk. It was better than we thought, man. We went over it earlier. I think you missed it. We need a clear distinction between procrastinating sex and gender sexual performance. Dillard, what's up, Dillard? Little Blaire. We got. So, what if you are? But what if you are really a transphobe? Oh, okay. So, what if you are? Oh, dude, you can be whatever you want, I guess. I like this. Hair color has nothing to do with sperm count or egg count. That's great. So by their definition, there are social constructs. Yes, you're absolutely correct, Stephen. By their own definition, they are a social construct. Most of their stuff, all of the arguments created by the social justice warriors, by the PC woke culture, Black Lives Matter, Antifa, the fourth wave, multicolored haired, horrible man-hating women, lesbian feminists, most of their concepts and their arguments can be destroyed by rationalism, by logic, by definitions. They just don't want to. But again, do not try to rationalize with them, because if you do, they're just going to yell and scream at you and firebomb your house.
You can't use logic. You can't use logic against emotion. It doesn't.
No, it's impossible. Do you guys mind if I stream snipe you? No, man. What is it? What do you want to do, bro? What does stream sniping mean? What does that mean?
I'm not sure. Sniping. I think he might share it out.
No, dude. Yeah, dude. Share our stuff, man. Dude, if you want to share, please. We're trying a few concepts, Dillard. We're trying to see if we can get more views at night, depending on what time that we do. We're trying to find out exactly where our target audience is, because a lot of our fans, a lot of the people that are friends with us and subs with us, are also a part of, like they're watching George and they're listening to your stream out loud while I stream. Oh yeah, dude, go ahead, man. Fuck yeah. It's just that I definitely want to reach as many people as possible, but at the same time, we got to figure out like where our niche is. We got to figure out where our time slots are. But anyways, getting back to this because I don't want to focus on it for too long, but let's go move on to the second one. There's an increasingly prevalent idea that allowing individual feelings to substitute for objective facts affects only the individual in question. In fact, every denial of fact that perpetuates one individual's self-conception comes at the expense of someone else's. Oh my God. Okay, that gobbledygook that you just heard is basically exactly what we were just talking about. Just explain. Basically, it's saying this. And Blaire, please correct me if I'm wrong. If you disagree with me, then you're wrong.
Mm-hmm.
That's what they're saying. They're saying that you can't force your thoughts onto someone else's, but they can force their thoughts onto you. Okay, so their free thought and their free expression is perfectly fine. Your free thought and your free expression is incorrect. Have a nice day, basically. And here's this is the part that I liked. Imagine though, if I embrace an age queer identity, age queerness, which rejects linear time, and the age binary is like transgenderism, and that it derives from queer theory. While there are rare medical conditions that can cause a person's bones to be much older than the biological age of the rest of the body, for example, the concept of age queerness is about a personal identification, not medical anomalies. So, like the guy that identifies as a gay 5-year-old Filipina, I can't remember who it was, but there was this like gamer dude, like in a basement, long hair, greasy looking motherfucker, and he said he identified as like a gay female Filipina is a female Filipino, 5-year-old Filipino, and that would be what that is. He was like a 30-year-old man. Where I claim an age queer identity and identify as a 7-year-old woman rather than with my biological age of half that, I may have a chance of setting some division record in the pool. But it's bullshit. So Third and finally, as a society, we are generally not as invested in girls and women's sports as we are in boys and men's. This is a very good point. Okay. And remember, if they can get rid of our identity, our social identity, our biological identity, and our identity as a country, as a nation, they've won. I mean, if I can't be, let's say for the sake of argument, me acting as a man, right, makes me a toxic male. But all I'm doing is just being a man. I'm just doing what men do. Okay. If I see a chick in a pair of yoga pants, as ridiculous as yoga pants are, and she has a nice ass because those yoga pants basically has a nice ass, I'm a dude. It's in my biology to want to look at that beautiful ass. That's how it works. Okay. But you see, me doing that is now objectifying her. Okay. Before, it was just me being a dude. Now it's objectifying a woman. But then the argument comes into play, well, she wore those in public. Yeah, but you can't objectify me. But then we turn to, well, if I was a billionaire and drove a Maserati, you'd want me to look at your ass, right? It doesn't matter. They'll try to figure out a way for it to be socially unacceptable any way that they can. It doesn't matter what you do. You could be the nicest bloke in the world. And because some chick doesn't like you, you could say hi, and she could literally point her finger at you and say, he just sexually harassed me. It happens all the time. So as a society, we are generally not invested in girls and women's sports as we are in boys and men's. So they're attacking the female sport because they know that we're not going to pay as much attention to it. Hey, Blaire, how many races did that swimmer win before people really started paying attention?
Oh, well, every time the person swam, they made a big news splash out of it.
But no one tried to stop it.
No, it never stopped. Even when the other girls complained about seeing the girls' male junk in their face because they share showers.
No one gave a shit. No one cared. They didn't give a crap. No one cared. No, it's and there's a reason why. Because female sports are not as popular as male sports. Now, let's say a woman transitioning to a man. Okay, so that'd be a trans man, right? Yeah, okay. So trans man try to join the NFL. Now, obviously, I mean, except for like in a very rare situation, that would pretty much be impossible. Okay. I guess maybe the most likely scenario would be a kicker. Okay.
Well, it depends. When they started going on the puberty blockers, so they went on young enough, they could get the bone density of a man and basically be.
It's possible, but highly unlikely, man. I mean, because, okay, remember, we're talking about dudes that bench press like 500 pounds. It wouldn't matter how much puberty blockers she had. I mean, she would have to be one of those incredibly rare female specimens. She would have to be. So she would have to have the biology to be a 210 pound female already when she's taking her puberty blockers. You can't change your makeup. You can change like how your body produces certain hormones, yes. But if you're going to be a 6'4" female, 225 pound female, you're still going to be a 6'4", 225 pound female when you're taking the blockers. You see what I'm saying? So like it's okay. Like here's another case in point. When you're training firemen, all right, and you're putting women through the fireman's test, okay, 100-pound female is not carrying a 200-pound man up a flight of stairs. It ain't happening. It's not. Doesn't matter how many hormone blockers you put her on. Now, there would be.
No, but that thing is, if you do young enough.
I don't know.
We're talking about very young. We're talking about 4-year-olds, 2-year-olds.
Oh shit, dude! But then they're gonna. Well, we don't know, do we? Because we haven't. The only test that we've seen that actually done like for long periods of time would be the guy that like originally created this whole theory, and he took those two twins, and it ended horribly.
See what happens.
Yeah, but I mean, we don't know. I mean, that would be a very interesting theory. But I mean, remember, the female body cannot handle a certain amount of pressure. Again, it depends on the size and the strength of the bones. You're correct on that. But I mean, it still that'd be something really interesting to see. But now
we know if you take a male very young and give them puberty blockers and estrogen, they will not be able to have sexual organs. They'll have like a micro penis.
That is true. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't happen in every situation, but it happens in a lot of them. Yeah, you're right. I mean, I guess anything's possible, but it still would have to be like the rarity, because there are lots of women that have been taking them since they were like 13, 14. And a majority of the articles that I read, it's saying about more of the medical issues that they're having and how much they regret doing it. There's one in particular, and she's like, I mean, my life is miserable. I've got to take 4 different medications to stay alive, blah, blah, blah. I mean, it's not fun, man. You know, so, I mean, then again, they might come up with something in the near future that just automatically switches your sex. Who knows? But yeah, again, we're talking about sci-fi. That's why we allow them to be a casualty of our own unwillingness to speak newly and controversial truths. Yes, sports are now an important part of many girls' childhoods, as they were of mine. And yes, successful women's teams get more attention today than they once did. But it remains boys and men's sports that boast billion-dollar fandom. True. So she does mention down here about President Biden confirmed recently that people born male but identifying as female must register as a draft. Okay, and I'm on board with that too. I think that, you know, I don't think you should dive to the draft just because you decide to change your sex. But something that is going to be, you know, put into effect later on is going to be whether or not men can participate in female sports and females can participate in male sports. I think that's going to be something that is very important and very crucial to the future of sports just in general. And I don't want us to shy away from the topic. I don't want us to think that for 1 second that it's going to be unable for people to have this conversation, because look, at the end of the day, when this is all said and done, all right, and we're looking at this 60 years from now, okay, do you honestly believe that people are going to look back at this swimmer that on his first, I don't know if you knew this, Blaire, but on his very first swim meet, he beat the leading female by 38 seconds.
Oh, yeah. It wasn't even a contest.
Okay. Caitlyn Jenner's not a woman. All right. He didn't win Woman of the Year because he was a woman. He won Woman of the Year because people were like, oh my God, he's so brave. She's so brave.
60 years, people are going to look back and think of, it's like when we look back at the Nazis, why was there this mass delusional brainwashing that was going on en masse? And you're going to start, well, you're seeing it now, but you're going to see a lot more of it coming down the years. All of these people who had kids, who the kids said they were trans, and the parents gave them drugs and surgeries. Turned out, no, they weren't trans at all. And they're going to have massive problems coming down the line.
Yes. Well, like I said, that one trans man, I mean, she was miserable, man.
Yeah.
She was like, I get up in the morning and I've got to take 20 pills before lunch, and then after lunch I got to take 20 more pills, and if I don't, this and this, and I'm not a doctor, man, but it did not sound good. I mean,
and well, you know, the LGBT, well, the T came in, and now the T is telling the L that they don't really exist, that there really are trans men, not lesbians, and the T is telling the G that they're actually just homophobes because they won't date a trans man because the trans man actually has a vagina.
Yeah.
And all the other letters are just friends of the T. They really fucked that up when they let them in.
Well, you know, Stephen, you make a good point. And I've talked about this before. 2 trans people, friends of mine that are in the gay community. And why is it that a lot of the times it's narcissists that are doing this? It is people that are so selfish and just want attention. Okay? They want people to pay attention. It's almost like a fad. Okay, it's almost like it's popular. Let's do it now. Skinny.
Which is why you're not going to see this continuing. It's going to certainly all these people identify as gay and trans are, guess what, going to be hetero people who are getting married and have a kid.
Yeah, there was that article that came out, I would say about a year ago or a year and a half ago. It was a trans man that married a trans woman, okay, and they got pregnant.
But the trans woman wants to be listed as mother on the birth certificate, even though they have the penis and testicles and inseminated their husband. It's fucking insanity, man.
I tell you what. Okay. There was a Candace Owens interview with some, I don't know if he was a rapper or a singer or whatever, but it was this black guy she was interviewing. I didn't know who he was. And she flat out asked him, she goes, "Oh, well, can men get pregnant?" And he didn't even miss a beat. He goes, "Some men can." No. Okay, YouTube, in Minecraft, never in the history of ever has any human being ever come into this world through anything other than a vagina.
Yeah, exactly.
That is a fact in Minecraft. Okay? And there's not a goddamn thing you can do about it either. Gotcha, bitch. All right. So let's see here. Hey, it's Skinny's comments. Yeah. Skinny, what's up? 100. It's about compelling speech. Yeah, it's about controlling people's actions too. Okay, you missed earlier, Skinny, but we were talking about it. Like 1984 is all about control. That's what it's about. I mean, there's a section in the book, if you haven't read it in a while, okay, where they spend like 3 days straight deleting everything about a certain thing and then going back and actually changing the time frame and making everyone in the Marxist society believe that it's now this time frame and the person that they were fighting never existed and they've always been fighting this person.
It's like Stalin cutting people out of his pictures back in the 50s and 40s,
before the technology even existed, dude.
Yeah, you see a big group photo, and every year one more person gets cut out.
One more person gets cut out of it, dude. All right.
And then it's just him. It was always him.
Wow. Like that dude was a hoss, man. An evil bastard, but he was a hoss. Okay.
Totally.
All right.
Now, I want to be totally clear for the record. I totally believe that people have body dysphoria. They feel that they're in the wrong body.
Oh, body dysmorphia is real, or dysphoria is real. Yeah.
Trans men and trans women have the right to identify as a trans man or woman. They have the rights of any human being to life, liberty, protection from being fired, all that. It's just, okay, you're a trans man. You're not a man. You're a trans man. It's just like what J.K. Rowling they're giving her so much shit for. She believes that that they're a trans woman. It's just that she doesn't believe that they're a woman, and that woman is separate from a trans woman. And should be no problem with that. But they've come up with this narrative that, no, it's our way only, and that's where I think the mental delusion kicks in. So
totally. No, I mean.
Exactly what Skinny said.
Yeah.
They have the right to be as weird as they want. They don't have the right to tell you what to think about their weirdness. So
right. Prediction. This will lead to pregnancy loss. And some children came into this world through a C-section. Well.
Yeah, they throw that in everybody's face. Like, well,
Right. I see what he's saying. Yeah. And it was still in a female. So yeah. Not you guys, the weirdos. He's talking about commie scum. People have a right to be weird as they want. Oh, Steven, real quick before I forget again, because I forgot earlier. They'll have the right to be as weird as they want, just don't want to hear it. But hey, dude, there you go. I mean, I agree with you 100%. You asked me earlier about the 3 things on the video. Okay, so the first picture is the silver hair is Vincent De Leon. That is the character from D&D. He is where I got the name from, because obviously Vincent De Leon is not my real name. Although I have been going by Vincent for like over 21 years now, because they started calling me Vincent in the Marine Corps too. And the second picture that you see is the Saint of Killers from Preacher. Preacher is probably my favorite comic, hands down. And the Saint of Killers was a character in the comic book. I don't want to ruin it for you. I'd much rather you read it. But he's basically an unstoppable juggernaut that eventually does something at the end of the book that makes him an even bigger badass than he already was. And the third picture is Patch. He is a giant dire wolverine, which was Vincent De Leon's animal in the D&D campaign. Vincent DeLeon was a 100th level character who eventually I made him into a god. And yeah, that's the answer to that. So it's not 3 personalities. It's just 3 things I figured to put on there to try to create some kind of like mystique to the show, and people seem to like it. So yeah, that's good. Let's see here. Same reason I avoid flamboyant gays. I don't hate gay people, but the flamers tend to discuss shit that makes me uncomfortable. Like on that note, like, okay, I can't watch, like, for instance, that movie that came out, Bros. There's literally an orgy in the movie. Well, why would I want to watch a movie about gay men when I'm not a gay man having an orgy? I'm sorry, but it's just, but on that note too, like, because they'll come back and, well, you like lesbians? It's like, yes, because I like women. No shit. Okay. But on that same turn, I never watched The L Word. I never watched any of the other shows that were about lesbians, but
True, yeah.
But yeah, dude, 2 chicks making out, it's pretty hot, But I'm sorry, but I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to watch a movie based off of gay men when I'm not a gay man. I'm just not going to do it. So, but regardless, I do have to say this though. Like, I'm all about a public display of affection. So, like, one thing that I do have a huge issue with is people telling other people what they can't do in public. I would never walk up to 2 gay men kissing and tell them to stop kissing, or 2 women in public kissing and tell them to stop kissing. That's, dude, fuck you. Okay, like if a person wants to illustrate how they care about someone else in public, dude, I'm sorry. So if there was a trans man kissing a trans man in public, I still wouldn't. I don't care. You can live your life. Just don't force your shit onto other people. That's all I'm saying. Like,
yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's okay, because this is a pretty hot topic too. They want to like take the boobies of, like, and the testicles of young kids. No, that's not the way it works. Okay, your kid cannot make a rational decision for themselves until they are a legal adult. That's how it works. Okay, the rules didn't change just because you guys want them to. Like, you don't get to just make these rules up as you go and then have them happen because you feel a specific way. Doesn't work that way, guys. Okay.
And kids are not accessories. They're not pets.
Yeah.
They're human beings. And your job as a parent is to raise them to adulthood so that they can function on their own. Not mutilate them because you want to be part of a clique or, it is just evil as shit.
I never heard your opinion on it. I like what show, bro?
He's talking about The Preacher.
Dude, no. Fuck no. What? No. Ha! That, I don't know, like, what was worse. The fact that they got me to watch the entire first season, or the fact that I actually had to sit there and watch them butcher my most beloved characters in any comic book for those, whatever it was, 10, 12 episodes, whatever it was. I hated it, man. It was horrible. Okay, D&D character, a preacher character, and an animal partner of the D&D. Leon's very nice. Lore defined. Yes, this is true. The lore has been defined. There's nothing wrong with having preferences. My sister is gay. I'm ordained, and I offered to officiate her marriage. Yeah, no shit. But she's a lipstick lesbian. No one of the Ragins, not one of the Ragin Bulls that hate men. Yeah, okay, I get it. And dude, there needs to be more lipstick lesbians. I mean, okay, when I was working in Denton, I had this like short, fat lesbian chick for no reason look up at me. We were having a conversation. She was my department head. We were having a conversation about work, and I said something along the lines of me thinking that, she was a nice person or a bad person. And she looks at me and she goes, but I would never date you. And I'm like, I looked right back at Mississippi and I go, no shit, you're a fucking dyke. It's like, duh, you got a short haircut, you're short and fat, you talk about how hot chicks are all day. I get it. But I find that all the time. It's like they got to throw it in your face. It's like, look, I don't give a shit. I don't care. All right? You do what you got to do. Be yourself. I don't even like seeing straight people second face in public. I don't stare at them when they do it, man, but it's their right. You know what I'm saying? How did the trans community get to be worse than the Baptist? Dude, like the Southern Baptist?
I
Oh,
don't think they are
dude.
really trans people. That's
Oh,
why.
good
I
point.
think they're part of the cult. These people
Yeah.
put some fingernail polish and some weird hair and they think they're trans, yet they're not. And like I say, they're probably mentally ill, number one.
Yeah.
And
they
like
found
I
a
say,
home. Yeah.
yeah,
But
they found a home, and then in 10 years from now, they're probably going to be something different. So,
But it's funny. It's funny you mentioned the nail polish because, dude, like when I was in high school, nail polish was like a thing. Okay, like you had the goth guys that would wear the black lipstick and the nail polish. I remember that shit, man. As a
heavy
matter of
metal
fact,
guys used to have black nail polish.
yeah, dude, black nail polish, and like I would have girls in class put on the clear stuff on my nails. I remember that shit because the girls liked the dudes with the good manicured nails. So like girls in class would like do my nails in class. It was crazy. So like but now what you're seeing with the multicolored hair and this whole thing, I don't really think that they're making sound decisions because think about it. You're telling me that you're going to cut off your son's testicles when he's 6? 6. And then what? When he gets 18 and he can't have a kid, what are you going to say to him? And he realizes that he was just playing with Barbies because he was a 6-year-old kid. And he's not gay, and he's straight. I mean, come on, dude. But here's also the problem with this. Okay, you see the parents that are buying into this crap. They believe this with all of their being. Okay, so they're helping that. Like, there's that video, that little short on YouTube, where the kid's like talking about his mom forcing him to be gay or forcing him to be a part of the gay culture thing. And she's like, what? I never forced you. And he's like, yeah, mom, you literally told me that I had to do this. He's like a 6-year-old kid, 7-year-old kid. So yeah, the parents are definitely helping their kids do that. Let's see here. Very old hippie told me that most of the free love people in the 60s were all posers.
Exactly. And that's what you see. That's what you have now. These people are not really what they claim. It's just, what's this?
Because most of them were, dude, hey, or they became college professors, or they became teachers. Who do you think is teaching the kids this bullshit? I mean, dude, okay, keep in mind, remember. Okay, remember, right? All right. So I was talking to this guy, and obviously the guy was full of shit. And I'm young. I was like 26, 27. He said he could hit a dude, or he said he killed a guy in LA, and he was a part of a gang. He killed a dude with a 9mm Beretta from 90 yards away, defilade at night. Let that sink in for a second. 90 yards, 9mm Beretta, defilade at night. And he killed him. And he bragged about it. Okay? Now, anyone who has any experience with a 9mm weapon knows that at 90 yards, well, that you'd literally have to be shooting like this. Okay? Like at an angle like this. Okay? You can't shoot straight. After about 20 yards, 25 yards, depending on the round, it just drops. Okay? All right? So this guy's bragging to a Marine that he killed a dude at 90 yards in a gang fight in LA with a 9mm Beretta. Okay, people believe their own delusions. They make up whatever concepts that they want, and they believe them. It's like the guys that play Modern Warfare. Is that correct? That's what it's called, Modern Warfare. Yeah, they yeah. What pick one, whatever it is, Splinter Cell, Modern Warfare, whatever, and they really do believe that they can go and be in the Marines or be in the Army or Navy SEALs or whatever. Okay?
A bunch of those losers went to the Ukraine. Paintball. You went to fight in the Ukraine. And the Ukrainian army was like, we got a bunch of fucking morons thinking that this is some type of game and that they're like real warriors. No. No, you're not.
Do we know what happened to them when they went to Ukraine?
They were fucking useless.
I bet, dude. Now, okay.
And
Now,
nobody wanted to be near them either.
well, okay, but here's the thing: we could train them, but they would have to go through. So that's the biggest thing with this generation, the ones that we're talking about, is they don't understand what hard work means. Okay, like it's not that it's impossible to, dude. I'm no one special. I'm not. Okay, I did years and years and years of training. I've been in martial arts since I was like 6, man. Okay, it's not like I'm a savant or something. Okay. I've been training with weapons my entire life. I shot my first rifle when I was 5, or no, 7. So, I mean, dude, it's not like I just picked up a rifle one day and decided to start shooting things. Okay. I actually did have to practice. I had to be trained. I had to have people that were smarter than me and better than me teach me how to do it. That's the problem. They don't believe that they need those people to teach them. I had this guy on the phone the other day tell me that what I do in my industry is not hard. He could watch a YouTube video and do it. He called me about a week later and was like, I was wrong. It's like, no shit, dude. That's why people get paid a lot of money to do what I do, you dumbass. Okay. So, but here's my thing. And this is what I think that we have to do constantly. We're forgetting about the other news articles we have, but this is what we need to do. We need to stop being afraid to tell people to shut the fuck up and listen. Okay. Yes. And I'm just as guilty as this as those people, because I have like this huge problem with authority, and I have this huge problem with listening to people, because I've been and I've done a lot of things, and I've seen a lot of things. I've seen and done more than most will do in their entire life. So I have to actually have this little inner voice in my head. I've trained myself to do this. And it's like, hey, shut the fuck up. This guy knows more about this shit than you do. Shut the fuck up, Vincent. Listen to this guy so you don't look like a moron when you have to do this later. Okay? Everybody does it. And we have to learn to do that to people. I mean, dude, what happened and what the fuck happened to people respecting their elders? What happened to that?
Oh, yeah.
I mean, seriously, what the fuck happened to people saying, I respect my elders? That doesn't exist anymore, Blaire. It's not there. It just isn't there. There's a song. Go ahead.
We got to learn how to say no to people. Yeah, I heard what you're saying, and no, I don't believe you. Fuck.
I don't believe a word you're fucking saying. Yeah. Well, there is a new saying, though. There is a saying. It's called Stop the Cat. All right. And I actually have a couple of hats that I'm going to start putting on to say Stop the Cap with. All right, there's a song by Smash Mouth called Walk in the Sun. Yes, it talks about that, and it was all just a fashion statement. Okay.
Yeah, right. 60s.
Yep. Political movement, bowel movement, right? No shit.
Same thing.
Right. But the feds really fucked up the hippie movement. It's why they got rid of civics classes, and why they groomed Manson to ruin the free love movement. Oh, we got a conspiracy theory. I have read and watched a couple videos on the theory that he was a part of MK Ultra, that they really do believe he was a part of MK Ultra. I have actually watched that. Let's see here. Going here, we have, 6. Good. Okay, so let me pop this up. I'm going to skip this article because it's just more of the same bullshit. Okay, now this one is cool. I read this one. This one's from the UK. This is from a UK. It's called Breitbart. The news source is called Breitbart. But this is about the UK, and I figured you guys would find this interesting. There we go.
Yeah, I agree with Skinny's comment there.
What do you say?
When your parents want to be friends with the kids, you're no longer the parent. You're like, you lose respect for your elders.
Never be friends with your kids. I think Denzel Washington said it best.
Yeah.
Okay, so pay attention to this, guys. This is actually pretty interesting. In the UK, 6 local governments take central government to court to stop hotels being rammed full of migrants. 6 local governments are now fighting Britain's central government in court after having hotels in their area flooded with migrants with minimal or even zero prior consultation. With thousands of migrants, many of whom have reached the United Kingdom by paying criminal people smugglers. Right there. criminal people smugglers to bring them in across the English Channel in small boats or by stowing away in heavy goods vehicles, now accommodated in often luxurious hotels at the taxpayer's expense. Some councils are attempting to stop the influx in court, complaining that they are not being sufficiently consulted and that the needs of their local authority areas have not been adequately accounted for by the central government under Prime Minister Rishi Sunak. All right, so I found this interesting. The reason why I'm doing this, I know it's UK, I know it's not America, but remember whenever we were having that discussion in, I can't remember exactly what time this was, but we were having a discussion on the news and they were saying that we are a sanctuary state. And then when they decided that they, obviously were not a sanctuary state, when Texas and Florida started sending them to these sanctuary states, they started, the local government was like, well, you know what? You guys have open hotels, right? Remember that article, Blair? You know the one I'm talking about? Where they were like, well, all of your hotels have rooms, right? So what we did here was at a certain time of the day, I believe it was after 5, if they had any open reservations or any open rooms, they had to leave them open to immigrants coming into their city. Okay? And they didn't like that at all. What? I mean, why would you? I mean, why would they want those there? Okay, so the reason why I put this article in there is because of this, Blair. Let me try to explain myself here. We have to have borders for a reason. This is a very touchy subject, and people don't like talking about it because, well, it makes them uncomfortable. Oh, tough shit. Okay? We have borders for a reason. Okay? And we have rules for people coming into our country for a reason. There's a reason why it's there. Okay? And the purpose of that is so that we can protect our borders from foreign invaders or from people that get there illegally. That's the whole purpose of it being there. So right here, you're seeing the government step in and force these hotels to house these migrants. Now, Blair, how do you feel about this? Do you think this is something good? Do you think this is something bad? I mean, now I also remember they're suing the government too. So what do you think?
Yeah, obviously this is wrong. You don't just take people, in emergency situations, yes, you put housing where you can. But when this becomes like a policy where you're just going to start doing this, first of all, like you said, the taxpayers are paying for this. So how would you like to go to work every day and know that your money is being spent for this shit? Second, the people who own these hotels can't make money. Are they getting paid by the government like they should be? Or are they just getting forced to?
It didn't say anything about compensation in there. Not that I read. It said consultation. It didn't say anything about compensation.
Yeah, it's just like the old days when the military would show up and say, okay, guess what? Your house is now the military barracks. You have to quarter all these soldiers because your shit isn't yours. It's ours and always has been.
Always has been.
And that's bullshit.
And that's total bullshit. And you know what? And I hope they win. I hope they sue the shit out of them. And I hope they win. And I hope they stop doing it. Because here's the deal. A lot of people don't know this, but the Indian population in Europe has gotten crazy. There's whole blocks of in Europe now where it's Sharia law is rampant. It's there.
Well, yeah, they had all the people from Syria and Iraq and Afghanistan and everybody running out of the Muslim countries, which is funny because they left their countries for a reason. And they just recreate them where they are. Even in Sweden, there's a big problem where, see, you brought these people in, you thought they would, the melting pot, everybody would get along. Yep. No, they're very separate. There's like a parallel world in Sweden where you have just enclaves that it's just, Islamic, Somali, African, whatever. They don't mix with the main population.
They do not. They do not mix with the main population.
And they want their laws to overwrite the laws that are in the country they're in. It's like, no.
And guys, before we get on to the Elon Musk thing, I do want to say, America is a giant melting pot. Okay, we are. And one of the things that I do hope to show people very soon, as soon as I can find a way to do it, I have to get this whole chest rig, because I'm going to have to do a solo for a while because I can't pay a cameraman right now. But I really want to show everyone the beauty of Texas, and I want to show how we get along here. I mean, we're such a melting pot here, and Texas is not the only place. A lot of the stuff that you see on the news, it's fear mongering. That's all they're doing. They're trying to make you afraid of your fellow man, and because the color of my skin, he's white, and I just happen to be bald, and I shaved my head. Okay, so
it's easier to control people when you're separated.
Yeah, I mean, and that is a perfectly great statement, man. If a black man sees me, or if I see a black man and I hate him for the color of his skin, or he hates me for the color of my skin, it is much easier to influence them in that aspect. I mean, dude, you hate a person for no reason other than something that they have no control over. Because newsflash, guys, I can't change the color of my skin. I know that that's a hard pill to swallow there, okay? But I can't. I can never change the color of my skin. I can't change the past transgressions of anyone in my country. I can't do that.
Yeah,
I can
right.
only,
I know.
I can only affect the things that I do. I can only control myself. And, everyone else has the same capabilities. Are there bad people in the world? Fuck yeah, there are. Oh my God. Dude, there's too many. But there's also a lot of good people too. I mean, I've seen so many beautiful people in this world. I've seen so many good things. I've seen a lot of horrible things too, but I've seen a lot more beautiful.
I think the good people outweigh the bad people.
I do too.
Bad people get all the attention. So
I agree. I agree 100%. By the way, the highest we've had is 5 tonight, dude. By the way, we've had 5 tonight. I mean, like, I do think that maybe Friday nights aren't good. Maybe we should try to do like a Saturday night stream. Yeah. Friday nights people are now it is Veterans Day, so I think we're gonna have a lower count today because of Veterans Day. But I mean, like, I'm all for trying different times and seeing what we do. But I definitely think that Friday nights might be too busy for us. Maybe an earlier stream on Fridays, but I know that you work, so maybe we do try this out. Now, the Sunday streams are always good, man. Like, I know you have your family and everything, but I usually get like 13 people by myself on Sundays.
I can switch to Sunday, no problem.
You see what I'm saying? So, like,
yeah.
And I do like at 8:30 in the morning. So if you want to tag along with me this Sunday, all I do is I get on for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. I just drink coffee, talk to people in the chat, kind of talk about, whatever. It's kind of random, I don't really put up. I mean, I might put up a couple of news articles, like what's going on the weekend or whatever, but I really like to talk about pop culture, So, but because that's my favorite thing is talking about pop culture. So Elon Musk is in the news again. Yeah, Elon. Yeah, Elon Musk's new Twitter verification process devolves into a confusing mess. A wave of Twitter users began impersonating government officials and major corporations after Elon Musk introduced a new scheme for verifying. We went over this a little bit earlier, but that was breaking news. This was the article that I chose beforehand, and I wanted to show the difference in the two articles. The social media platform is reconsidering which users should receive the blue check mark icon next to their names. Before Musk acquired the company, the symbol indicated profiles belonging to celebrities, official government agencies, members of the media, and other authentic accounts of public interest, according to the help page. So basically, if you had more than, I think it was 100,000 subs or something, you get a blue check mark. Then, of course, we all remember that'll be $8 to AOC. So he released this. I believe this came out sometime today. I believe it was around 5 o'clock. No, it was earlier than that. It was like 2 o'clock. So the thing with the Lily happened about 30 minutes before we went live. Okay. So this came out around 2, and then the Lily one came out like 30 minutes before we went live. I thought it was kind of interesting. So, because, one of the horrible things about Twitter was basically if you weren't famous, you really didn't have much of a voice on Twitter.
Right.
So if you didn't have a blue check mark, no one took you seriously. So, yeah. We got a comment, guys. What we got here? $8 a month is not a difficult concept. Boy, we get dumb. No shit, dude. Because all the celebrities have got to worry about all that money, Let's see here. Let's get this wrapped up. Where are we? because I want to get into those memes. I want you to show those memes off, bro. Those memes are funny. So we got some funny memes for us tonight. All right. This one is really cool. Now, hopefully the FBI doesn't come and raid my house. But the next one we do is going to be about that FBI whistleblower. I don't know how familiar you guys with that one, but I think it's an interesting concept considering the fact that the FBI has been in the news a lot lately. The FBI's transformation from national police to domestic spy agency, Part 1, Disruption. A Florida FBI agent blows the whistle on a bureau that stopped worrying about making cases, shifting resources to a vast new mission, domestic spying without predicate. Oh, by the way, this is at TK News by Matt Tybee. This is not for me. I'm not reading this. This is all Minecraft anyways. Part 1 of a series. Late on an October morning in a quiet neighborhood near Daytona Beach, Florida, FBI agent Steve Friends sits in his kitchen, fidgeting. He is a wiry, energetic man, built like a marathoner. Not muscled up, but exuding fitness, not a sitter. This is not a person meant for desk work, much less staying at home all day. But as a whistleblower whose name has been all over the media after a complaint about statistical manipulation and other problems in the January 6th investigation, this will be his lot for a while. If you guys aren't familiar with this guy, he's the one that blew the whistle on the FBI. He's the one that dropped the big widespread, the FBI is watching you, the FBI is doing this, the FBI is doing that. It was all over the news for, I don't know, maybe 3 or 4 days, and then it just got real quiet. Okay? So, and they're going to do that. They are going to, try to keep it as quiet as humanly possible because they don't want you to know that they're going and rounding up journalists. That they're going and they're breaking into people's houses and taking computers and taking laptops and all electronics. And the FBI is doing it. They did it. They came over, 5 houses down from me on my street here, going after somebody in the January 6th, and something to remember. And I hope that this isn't something that happens to me. We have sex bots, moderators, you failed your job. You took your jibs. Hey, should I add him as a moderator? It gives me the option to add him as a moderator.
I got him.
Got him. As they haven't been that since their inception. Hoover kept files since. Yeah. I mean, I look at them as their own personalized police force, Steven. That's what they are. I mean, they don't, because. And again, this is something that a lot of people don't. Why is it still showing it here?
It won't come out of our page. It go on the YouTube channel. They're gone.
Okay.
Here, they're always going to stay.
Non-conspiracy theorist. Okay, an FBI agent or an FBI group, if they create a task force or whatever, they can do whatever they want. I mean, let's say they broke into my house and came down my door, right? I could defend myself and say that they didn't identify themselves, that they don't identify themselves. But, what would end up happening is they would say that I fired upon them or blah, 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 or whatever. They can make up whatever story they want because of the FBI. They could do whatever they want because they're the FBI. They could plant drugs. They could put whatever they wanted to on my computer because they're going to take possession of everything that I have. Okay. So if the FBI wants to, they can do whatever they want. That's how they work. Do I want our government to have this ability? Of course not. I don't want, but I mean, I'm also a realist and I face the facts. I hope that the FBI has figured out a way to police themselves and be a just and good organization and figure out a way to help the common man, not hurt the common man. But I mean, let's be realistic here. Okay. If you're going to tell me, and again, this is clown world. Okay. But you're going to tell me that the January 6th was worse than 9/11. You're going to tell me that January 6th was a violent protest when during the entire year of 2020, Black Lives Matter and Antifa were beating people in the street. and they were burning down buildings with Molotov cocktails on camera. And you're going to tell me that a couple of drunk rednecks with, well, I think they had sticks and bats.
Granny waving the American flag in the rotunda is a security risk.
That's a security risk. Okay? But hordes, and I use the word horde for a reason. Look up the definition, YouTube. Freaking hordes of people in masks with bricks and bats and chains and socks and a lock, freaking and Molotov cocktails, burning down God knows what, setting police cars on fire, turning over police cars, beating police in the street. That's okay.
And remember, they had the Chaz or the Chud.
Oh God!
They want to talk about insurrectionists. These people literally tried to create a no America zone. And take over
they occupied Seattle for how many months, Blaire? It was like 4 months, wasn't it?
No, it was kind of a couple of weeks.
Was it a couple of weeks?
It wasn't that. No, it wasn't that big of a deal, but still.
Well, one day was too long. Period.
Yeah,
that was
an insurrection.
That is the definition of an insurrection.
Americans going into the Capitol building. No.
This guy comes out and blows the whistle on the FBI, and the fact that we haven't arrested a bunch of FBI agents, that pisses me off, dude.
Well, look at the Whitmer kidnapping thing. You know, they proved that almost the entire group of those militants were FBI agents. And there's like only a couple, 3 or 4 civilians. So you had like how many FBI agents trying to convince 4, people that they're going to kidnap the governor.
Yeah, and it wasn't even real, right? It was like 12 FBI agents with 4.
Yes, exactly.
Whatever. Yeah.
They're actually going after people, making up shit to show that there's this big right-wing terrorist organization in America that simply isn't there.
Yeah, it's just bullshit, dude. More of the same crap. All right, so this is funny, and my voice is getting worse. I know, guys. I can hear it. I know. I'm coughing more. I'm not completely through with this cold yet, guys. All right, so this one is funny. I don't think it's real. It's from the Babylon Bee, so I think this is bullshit. But it's funnier than shit, though, okay? U-Haul builds a bullet train from California to Texas. So let's get this. Los Angeles, California. When U-Haul announced an investment in a massive project in California, the state leadership's panic over continued population loss subsided. The relief was short-lived. However, as it turned out, U-Haul's big project was building a bullet train to accommodate the moving needs of everyone fleeing California for Texas. You know what? I read the article and I was just laughing. My buddy sent it to me as a joke, obviously, and this isn't real. I mean, it's not real, guys. Okay, this can't be real. There's no way this is real. All right, but they make a good point. Okay, there's a lot of people coming from California to Texas. It's happening. Okay. Who arrests the FBI? Yeah, no shit. I think the federal marshals actually do as well, but I mean, we're seeing I see so many license plates from Jersey, New York, Michigan, Ohio. I've seen a lot from Ohio. A lot.
Everybody's getting out.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm surprised, and I was standing in line from a guy from California in Kroger the other day, and he was the nicest, most friendliest guy, cool as shit. And I was like, hey, where are you from? He's like, I'm from California. I'm like, better vote red.
Yeah.
It's like, if you want it to stay this way, bro, you better vote red. And he's like, well, that's why I didn't move to Austin. He understood I was joking, but this is a pretty good joke. I mean, it's serious, but it's, it's funny, but it's serious.
Roddick would have booked a few tickets on that, I'm sure, when he got out.
I'm sure, man. I'm sure. Okay, let's see here. We're almost done, guys. Let's go. Oh, I kind of put the funny ones next to each other. Okay, so you guys do remember the shop teacher with the giant kazangas, right? From Canada.
Oh yeah.
Okay. November 10th, breaking. Ontario School Board determines busty biological male teacher allowed to wear fetish props to school. Now, let me break this down. Okay? So, here's the guy. Okay? Okay? And now at first people thought he was being serious. Okay? But we now know that he was a troll. But even though he's a troll, they still said he could wear this to school.
He wanted to be fired, and I think they're smart enough to know. So they're going to play his game, and he's not going to get his way. He's not going to get fired. He's not going to be able to sue for discrimination. They upped the ante and did this shit.
Let's see what they have to say. Let's see.
But
here. I wonder if they're going to talk about it.
Welcome back to Tipping Point. I'm your host, Kara McKinney. In a story that only a few years ago would have sounded like a bad episode of South Park, a Canadian high school is choosing to come to the defense of a woodshop teacher who's received sharp criticism for teaching class while sporting I can't even get through this. I'm laughing so much. A set of comically large fakes.
Because it is. It's funnier
like a
than
fake
shit.
Story at first. Like we're making a parody of the left.
Okay,
because,
can we hear it okay? Is the sound coming through all right?
That is the teacher
Look
in
at the
question
shorts he's wearing,
on
dude.
screen. And I hate to laugh because this is so bad. But the teacher pictured here with the enormous nipples of his prosthetic breast protruding through his ill-fitting shirt goes by the name Kayla Lemieux and is, of course, a man who identifies as a transgender woman. When parents of students at Oakville Trafalgar High School reached out to the school to express their understandable horror, this is the response that they received. Quote, "We are aware of discussion on social media and in the media regarding Oakville Trafalgar High School. We would like to take this opportunity to reiterate to our community that we are committed to establishing and maintaining a safe, caring, inclusive, equitable, and welcoming."
Okay, look, safe, caring, inclusive, and equitable. Okay?
They do not want to be sued by and canceled by the mob.
Yeah.
Even though they know what's going on,
okay,
they still got to play the game.
Yes, and equity, remember, equity and equality are two completely different things. Okay? Night and day. All right? Equity leads to 1984. Equality leads to America being awesome. Okay. Wait, no, stop it.
Learning and working environment for all students and staff. We strive to promote a positive learning environment in schools consistent with the values of the HDSB and to ensure a safe and inclusive environment for all students, staff, and the community, regardless of race, age, ability, sex, gender identity, gender expression, sexual orientation, ethnicity, religion, cultural observance, socioeconomic circumstances,
wow,
body type,
dude.
size, end quote. Joining us now to discuss is Libby Emmons, the editor-in-chief of the Post Millennial. Thanks for being here tonight, Libby.
Pause it real quick.
Sure thing, Kara.
All right, what you got?
So, read Stevens' comment here. This case is the next one.
This case is an example of how this is all a joke. Yeah, I agree. It's all a joke, and how it all is driven by trolls. I mean, yeah, well, be they real or not. Jordan Peterson, Steven, actually said something about this. He said that a lot of it has to do with power. Okay? Because the children, and I call them children. Okay, I know they're above the age of 18. I don't care. They're fucking children. Okay? The children in college that are literally making the dean of students like bow before them are doing this because they know that they have the power to be able to do this. That's exactly why. Okay, so from a certain standpoint, okay, they've got these schools by the balls.
Oh yes.
I mean, these look at because hate speech is illegal in Canada. You guys know that, right? Docket C16, hate speech is illegal in Canada. You can't. If anyone finds anything that you say is hateful, there are penalties for it. I don't know what the laws are, but when they passed docket C16, that happened. So, like, yeah. All right, you good, bro?
So, what I'm going to see is
what's up?
The teacher knows he's not trans. He's just doing this to get attention.
Oh, yeah, dude.
And to get fun. The school board knows it. Everybody knows it. But nobody can actually come out and just say it. You can't do this. This is wrong. Because everyone's afraid that if they do, they're going to be protested by the woke mob, claiming that they're a bunch of transphobes and shit.
Well, I guarantee you, Libby here is going to get in trouble for having been on this news. I mean, she's on with Tim Pool a lot, dude. Yeah, she's going to get in trouble just for being on this freaking news saying what she's – because I pretty much know what she's going to say, but I'm curious to see what she has to say. But yeah, it's all crap. Yeah, it's all crap.
So I guess they are creating a caring and safe environment for everyone but the students, would you say?
Yeah, this is a safe, caring for everyone, but the student dress code does not permit the showing of genitals or nipples, but it does apparently for teachers. So that is a little bizarre. And it was also, it's also true that the Ontario Human Rights Commission has anti-discrimination protections for people who like to cross-dress. So I suppose that is what's going on here. But it really is absolutely absurd. This is woman costume. This is not even an exhibition of someone who identifies as a woman. I don't know any woman who would go around like this in fake breasts or a woman that has breasts this size who wouldn't do something to make sure that they were a little more protected and perhaps taken care of than you see here in this video. And I think it's also fair to say that this teacher is forcing students to participate in his own sexual fetish.
And I think that is what it comes down to. Obviously, I mean, I don't know the guy, I haven't talked to him, but I know when it comes to cross-dressing, at least in decades past, I know now there's the idea of dysphoria where someone feels like they were born in the wrong body. Of course, we know that's not true, and we do feel bad for people who actually do suffer that. But, you know, a few decades ago, a lot of cross-dressing was like, I think the term was autogynephilia, a male who was actually aroused by putting on female clothes. Again, not casting aspersions here, but I feel like that may be kind of playing into what we see just based of how he's dressed and how he's presenting himself to the class. Like, there's no reason, A, for the size of the breast, but also for the nipples to be like that. I think that's making a big statement there. But we've seen a big divergence on the left with radical feminists. We've seen a split between those who are very pro-trans ideology and those who are not. They're called the TERFs, the ones who aren't for a lot of trans issues.
Nobody wants to come out and say that it's a troll. This guy's just trying to get fired. I mean, he found this way to do it.
By the what? Wait, just in case example of how this. By the what? By the what? What is he saying? What are you saying, bro?
About earlier.
Are you gendering the school? No shit, dude. All right. How many times did she say big? Oh yeah. Well, I wondered. Yeah.
You mentioned if they got near a belt sander and got one of those things. Holy shit.
All right, here's some words from Alex Jones, another video for us. Figured you guys would like this. I like listening to Alex Jones every now and then. He makes me laugh. And by the way, did you hear that he now owes another $470 million? So now it's up to like, I think now the grand total is like 1.5 billion or something like that.
Yeah. Hey, I put a link in the private chat about a breaking news that happened later this afternoon.
Okay.
So after this.
Okay, cool. Very cool. Very cool. Look at that. All right. Here we go. And and this is going to be awesome. Okay. So this is a warning from Alex Jones and Roger Stone. This was sent out on a tweet. Alex Jones and Roger Stone are concerned that a lot of Republicans didn't bother voting because they now think all elections are rigged. Okay, so this is important.
And people need to stop just counting on somebody else to do it.
I actually think, unfortunately, the results last night add to a growing frustration. What disappoints me is the number of people who tell me that after the last election, they just tuned out anything political and stopped paying attention. I mean, their attitude is, it's broken, it cannot be fixed. I'm going to go to my kid's Little League game and hope that they're not letting boys play girls sports and vice versa. So
well, that's right. You
there
can't
is
hide from this, folks. They're going to destroy us. You can no longer stick your damn head in the gun.
Yeah, and that's obviously this show has a theme tonight besides Happy Veterans Day to everybody, but this is a really good point. And Alex Jones, remember, he had a lot of crazy conspiracy theories, but a lot of his conspiracy theories were proven true. Okay?
Yeah,
so
eventually, yeah.
I'm a little late in the game, okay, and I apologize for that, but I didn't know any better, man. I was just a freaking grunt, but I'm gonna start telling everyone, and I'm gonna do my part too. I've never voted locally, ever. I've never done that. I never even thought about it. Okay, and if there's one thing that I hope that we do, like, improve from the whole 2016 to now, is that we do have people realize that it's okay to get out and talk politics, and it's okay to get out and vote. And we have to start telling people, look, if you want things to change, you vote locally. You get out, you talk with your school boards, you go to your PTA meetings, you find out what's going on in your schools, you find out what's going on locally, and then you vote locally too. You said that they had the school by the balls. Oh, yeah, by the balls or by the boobs, right? All right, so what's this one you got me for me, man? You just put it in the chat?
Right? Yeah, in the private chat.
Ooh, excuse me. Breaking news. Oh, from the New York Post. Okay.
Another casualty of Twitter and Elon taking over.
Ooh, interesting. All right. Let's see here. Oh, I do not want to do that. Okay. It's not popping up for some reason. There we go.
There you go. There you go.
Yoel Roth. All right. Let's pause this. Okay. Yoel Roth, the Twitter exec who censored the post Hunter Biden exposes, quits the latest mass. Ooh. Okay. Let's see here.
He was along with that one woman.
Why is it reason
why?
My attention based on the last discussion we just hosted, Howie Kurtz, who still has his blue check mark. For now, Howie, it's great to see you. One of the things that catches my attention based on the last discussion we just had in the last segment is that once again, Elon Musk is saying that we are headed for a significant economic downturn. So when he looks ahead at the economy, he sees that we're still in trouble, and he's warning.
Yeah, they have a different. They're talking about a different story.
Right, I was like, they're not talking about shit there. Okay, all right. So this guy, Yoel Roth, the Twitter exec who censored the post Hunter Biden. Yeah, that's right. Quits in the latest mass exodus. The Twitter exec who censored the post reporting. Is this him right here?
Yep.
Okay, that's not the one that I was thinking about earlier, but okay, I guess. Exec who censored the post reporting on Hunter Biden, which, guys, remember the laptop from hell. All right, and brazenly likened members of the Trump administration to Nazis, has quit just days after getting a public support from new boss Elon Musk. Yoel Roth, 35, until Wednesday, had continued pushing the site's shifting policies on trolling and hateful conduct, and appeared alongside new owner Musk, 51, and defending. Why do they put his age? In defending the platform in a crunch meeting with advisors that same day. But Twitter staffers were told on Slack on Thursday that Roth was the latest key exec to have resigned, according to employees. I wonder why he resigned. I mean, if it says up here that he was getting the nod by Elon.
Yeah, I think he just knew that he was going to get let go. He said just too much of a problem. Plus, he's just not going to go along with what Musk is going to do.
No, I don't think. I mean, of course he wouldn't. No, he has 193. Okay, well, shit. Weird, man. Well,
a lot of people were calling for his head too. So,
well, good riddance. Good riddance. All right, so let's see here, man. Let's wrap this up, bro. My voice is really hurt. Okay, so hey, let's see here. I got those out, man. I'm good. So I'm good on my stories, man. If you want to throw up those memes, and we'll close out on the memes, do final thoughts, and then I'm gonna cook and enjoy the rest of my night. And Blaire, of course, thanks, man, for coming on. But you want to throw up those memes, dude, and I'll pop them up on the screen and make everybody laugh. You guys are gonna like this. I got these. I sent these to him. Hope you guys like these. These are good. Yeah. Look at that, baby. This is how much attention we pay. Democrat reelected by a landslide in Pennsylvania, even though he's dead. Win by longtime state representative Tony DeLuca, who died last month, triggers special election that will be held on a later date. Gee, imagine that. And this is furthering my theory, okay, that specifically says that when they walk into the voting booth, they're just checking a box. They see blue, they check it. Okay? They're not paying attention, guys. They're only watching one news source. And you know what's even more fucked up? Is I bet you those same people that went in there, they probably suppressed the fact that he died. Because they didn't even know that he died. Probably part of the agenda anyways. All right. Next. Oh, yeah. This one's good. I like this one. Okay. This one's funny. Okay. Guys, did you know that working out is deeply fat phobic? Imagine hating fat people so much that you put effort into not looking like them. Absolute shame on you.
Shame on
you work out. Shame. How dare you take care of yourself? How dare you be healthy? And how dare you not shove that fucking cheesecake in your mouth and those Twinkies and those ding dongs and those chocolate bars? How dare you? Stuff is so ridiculous, man. You know, it's funny because we can't say a chick's fat, right? Okay, but a chick can say a dude's short. All right, a chick can say that a dude's short or that he's ugly or whatever. But the moment that a guy says that a chick's fat or that she wears too much makeup, he's either a sexist or he's fat phobic or he's body shaming. Oh, and if she's had too many
one way.
Yeah. If she's had too many cocks inside of her, he's slut shaming her too, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
It only goes one way.
Yeah, this is good. I like this one. Used casket traded in for cash loan at pawn shop amid cratering economy. The pawn shop in Aurora, Colorado said they have been seeing more white-collar customers seeking their services amid sky-high inflation in Minecraft because inflation's not real and the gas prices are not high. And Biden did not close down 3 pipelines the first 17 days he was in office either. That never happened, guys. You're imagining it. It's just
best economy in history, Jack. Best economy in history.
It is the greatest economy in history, even though today the stock market hurt horribly. Okay, that's what
recession doesn't mean what it used to be. It's
yeah, it's just all bullshit. Okay, I'm gonna take that off. Let me see. I was wondering if I could, because one of these days, what I want to do is I want to put the stock market up on the screen. Are we allowed to do that? Will YouTube let us do that?
I don't know if you get claimed for that or not.
I don't know, but the NASDAQ and Dow are both down. They're both up right now, but barely. All right, so what we got this one? This one is, oh, yeah. You go, Justin Trudeau. Justin Trudeau will make an appearance on a new season of Drag Race, becoming the first world leader to do so on the popular television franchise. Okay, first off, Trudeau, do whatever you want to do, man. But this guy, Blaire, I don't know about you, man, but this dude, he creeps me the fuck out. I'm talking about a lot of people. I'm talking about Trudeau, just Trudeau as a person. Like when I watch him on camera, it's almost like he's being remote controlled. Seriously.
Exactly. He is not in charge of his own anything. No. He's just like an actor reading a script or something.
He reminds me of that scene. I can't remember what movie it was, but there's this maybe it was an Aerosmith video. But I bet you he goes home at night and looks in the mirror and just starts crying while he draws on his face with lipstick. You know, like, seriously, dude. Like, I'm not joking, man. You know, and like goes and pays dudes to beat the fuck out of him or something. You know, just yeah, like horribly. All right, is that it? Do we have any more?
This one here.
Okay. All right. Oh yeah. All right. This is becoming a very popular thing with women today, and you know, because the common theory is that men have it much easier than women. Okay. And you know, you've heard me mention several times before, we're going to do an entire show on this at a certain point about the current war on men, masculinity to be specific. This is a form of misandry, what you're seeing right here. I'm too pretty to work, getting up at 6 a.m. every day for 60 years. Okay. Now, okay. We are not talking about a woman that gets married, has children, and is a housewife. We're not talking about that woman. Okay. This type of woman probably doesn't want to have kids. Or if she had kids, she probably wouldn't know what to do and she wouldn't know how to handle it. Okay. Mm-hmm. This is the woman that only thinks about staying in shape, which isn't a bad thing, but she only thinks that her looks matter, wears makeup, wants to be sexy, whatever, blah, blah, blah. She doesn't want to do anything. She probably doesn't know how to wash her own clothes, probably doesn't know how to wash dishes. She doesn't contribute anything to society. She's going to be on OnlyFans. That's what this woman is going to do. Or she's going to be on OnlyFans, be an Instagram model, and try to marry some dude after having a body count of like 30 plus. Mm-hmm. Okay. And then she's going to realize that no high value man is going to want her because she's had 30 plus penises inside of her. And she's going to be like, what do you mean? I'm an independent woman. It's like, yeah, you're an independent woman that has a 30 body count. You know, like it's sad because this right here is what fourth wave feminism does to women. Okay. It doesn't help you. All right. Fourth wave feminism does not help women. It hurts you. Okay. There are hundreds of videos. Oh, I'm sorry. What did you were popping one on there? You had another one on there.
This is the last one.
Okay. Well, I just saw the other screen though. Okay. All right. Oh yeah, this one is great. This one's really good. All right. So if you die in this VR game, it will kill you. Now I'm guessing these are like spikes. That's what they look like. Yeah,
it's like a cattle prod thing. Like you kill a cow. You know, you have the pneumatic thing brammed to their skull.
So now, okay, I don't know if this is like a joke, but we do live in clown world, right? So,
yeah, who knows?
I mean, who knows? I mean, this could actually be real. I mean, it's possible, but yeah. So they go in your brain and kill you, apparently. So there you go. Yeah, if you guys want to go buy that, go check it out. You know, whatever.
But what you're saying about the woman. What do you think is going to happen when she gets middle age and her looks go?
Oh,
I think she's going to be able to handle life. I mean,
oh no, I'll tell you exactly what happens. I definitely do want to have a show on this. This is one of the things that I talk to men and women about constantly. Eating till you're bloated is very fit phobic. Oh yeah, definitely. He's just exploiting them. Goodness, don't they see that? Oh shit. Pretty Women was never a cautionary tale. No shit. This is okay. Like, and to any women that are watching this, if you hate me, I don't care. But the women that actually do care about a future and you want to make your man happy, I want you to remember this. And this only applies to the man that you want to marry. Men want you to be young and fertile. They want you to be sweet, kind, generous, submissive to them, not to the world. Okay. A man does not want to marry a man. If he's a heterosexual male, he doesn't want you to have masculine qualities. I know this is crazy, and I know this is not going to make sense, but no, they want you to be feminine. Okay? Dude, men do not like coming home and arguing and yelling. Dude, men are really simple, dude. What's up, Super Spurg? Man, you're coming in late, brother. We're about to close out, but welcome, man. You are always welcome, man. But, men do not like having, a woman constantly trying to do men things. So there's this new thing now where women try to compete with men. Don't. Trust me. The number one way to turn your dude off and give him a limp noodle is try to compete with him. Don't do that. Okay? When you try to compete with your man, you're basically telling him the things about him that make him a man, masculine, okay? You don't respect him. That's what that's telling him, okay? Men are incredibly simple, okay? You feed us, you give us sex, all right? You freaking make sure that you give us our you know, the confidence in our relationship. We don't need you to build our ego. We need you to give us confidence in the relationship. And that means loyalty. That means to give us the honor that we develop in you. So like, if we're in public, you show people in public that, yes, you honor us. That is your man. That is like the number one thing. When a woman gives a dude credit in public to other people, in front of people, oh my God, you boost his ego in that relationship 100-fold. Okay. You know, it's not a hard concept. The problem with feminism is they've sold you this lie. And this is the question that you asked me, Blaire, that you can have as many dicks as you want. Okay. You can just sleep with as many men as you want. And guys don't care about your body count. That's where they get you. Okay. Most men, here's a stat that you do not want to hear. And this sucks. 1 out of 3 men between the ages of 18 and 30, they're either virgins or they haven't been in a sexual relationship within a year. Okay. And most men by the age of 30 have only been with 3 women. The problem that we have right now in society with the reason why women are saying, where's all the men at, is because 80% of women are going after like 5% of men. They want you to be above 6 foot. They want you to have $100,000 a year coming in. And they want you to basically, you know, be this GQ model. It doesn't work that way.
They call it the 3 6s.
Yeah, the 3 6s. Yeah, it's
6 figures and longer than 6 inches.
Yeah, longer than 6 inches. And you know, and the funny thing is most women don't understand what they're talking about. They really don't, because they're sold this lie. Okay, and feminism is not helping you. Now, did feminism have its place? Yeah, back in the 50s and 60s, yes, of course. All right, the feminist movement was amazing. But here's another thing: they sell you this lie. Do you think it was a bunch of independent, strong women that made feminism give you guys the right to vote? No, it wasn't. It wasn't like there was all these women standing outside of the White House going, give us the right to vote. And the White House was like, well, you know, because those boobies don't have bras. It didn't work that way, ladies. That is a total bullshit lie. Okay? There was a bunch of men that said, you know what? They have a point. But also capitalism too. I mean, because, dude, if the government can tax men, why not tax women for working? Think about it. Capitalist society is amazing. If we can make more people work, that's more people that we can tax. Okay? Also, too, another lie that was sold. A lot of women back in the 1700s and 1800s didn't want the right to vote because guess why? They didn't want to go for the draft. Because having the right to vote meant that you had to be in the draft. Women didn't want to do that. Okay? So now, there's a whole a bunch of things, but here's the biggest answer to your question. What's going to happen to her? She's going to hit the wall. She's going to fall into 2 categories, okay? She's either going to be the woman that's had like 3 to 6 abortions in Minecraft, okay? And she's not going to be able to have children at 35. And she's going to have had, you know, all the penises, okay? The body count's going to be through the roof. Or she's going to have the 3 to 5 kids from 3 to 5 different guys. And then she's going to be making the YouTube videos going, why won't any man love me? Because you got 3 kids from 5 different guys. Or 3 to 5 kids from 3 to 5 different guys. And no shit. Dude, who wants to take that baggage? No one wants to take that baggage. And here's another thing, ladies. If you do have 3 kids from 3 different guys, and there's a dude out there that will take that on, he's either a saint or he's a cuck.
Exactly.
I'm sorry. Okay, dude, like, I'm sorry. Okay? Because here's the deal with Antifa. Listen up, Antifa. Okay? It's not gonna get you laid. No matter how many masks you put on, no matter how many riots you go to, no matter how many Molotov cocktails you throw, those chicks that are in Antifa are not gonna suck your dick. They're not going to take you to the back room, bro.
Nope.
You're just their playthings, man. Okay? You know, a lot of the issues that we have with Antifa right now is the fact that these are young men that don't have father figures in the home. This is real. Mm-hmm. This is no joke. If there was a father figure in the home of those men in Antifa, I guarantee you we wouldn't have as many men in Antifa. And of course, obviously, if they had girlfriends, probably. But you know, I'm just rambling here. But that's what's going to happen to her, man. She's going to hit the wall, and unfortunately, as beautiful of a woman as she is, at 35, man, her sexual value is gone. You know, she's going to be 35, and she's going to have had so many men in her life. What dude that wants to start a family is going to want to have that baggage? You know,
I mean, nobody, right.
Nobody, dude. But the boy, I say, hey everyone, hello. There's sixes that seem biblical. No shit, right? No shit. I know. Blaire, there we go.
But the boy Antifas might.
Yeah. Hey, you know what? Hey, dude, they're following them into combat, man. Dude, these guys are organized. Okay, they're traveling around the country, man. Whenever they have like look at the George Floyd thing. You guys remember the trial, right? Remember the trial, right? Where was that? It was in Minnesota. Is that where it was, or Milwaukee, or whatever? Okay,
Minneapolis,
dude. Like they took over like 3 blocks or 4 blocks, and the police didn't do shit. They literally had barricades up, and the police didn't go in and do anything, dude. This shit is happening in our own country, and no one is doing anything about it.
I live in Kenosha, Wisconsin.
Okay.
When that guy was shot multiple times, who was actually trying to kidnap the children, who had a knife, and they shot him in the back. They had 3 days of riots and burnings. That reporter from CNN who did the mostly peaceful set, that was Kenosha, and that was the entire uptown that was burning behind them. They surrounded the courthouse. Yeah. They surrounded the courthouse. They let everything else burn. And then the third night, they were surprised and the guns came out. And that's when Rittenhouse shot some people.
See, and that's something else, man. Like the Kyle Rittenhouse thing, dude. He got and this is a question that I'm going to ask too, brother. I'm going to ask this in Texas, and you guys are going to be amazed at how many people do not know this answer. Do you realize that there is a portion of the population right now that still believes Kyle Rittenhouse got off for shooting 3 black people?
Oh yeah, yeah.
I'm not making that up, dude. That's real.
Yep.
They really think that he went to court and unjustly in this white patriarchal system or whatever got off because he was a white guy that killed 3 black people. They think he killed 3 black people and got off. They honestly think that. They have no idea what actually happened. But because of CNN, MSNBC, CBS, and all that other crap out there, they believe Kyle Rittenhouse unlawfully, he's this hate monger, white supremacist, went out there and shot 3 black people. They really do believe that happened because of the news media.
Cross state lines with a gun.
Yeah, cross state lines with a gun. Portland was a test, and it was only a test. No, dude, a lot of this stuff has been tested, man. A lot of this crap's been tested. Like the whole COVID lockdown thing was a total test. That was just to see what we could get away with. How far could
they go?
Yeah.
And now because of this election, a lot of them now know they could get away with this shit.
And
so
but okay, now remember, all right. We have the 2024 election coming up. And it's our job, okay? The people watching this video, okay, it's our job to go out and tell them. I mean, look what Pop said, dude. Minneapolis is his hometown. The neighborhood that he was born in burned. I mean, dude, like we have got to tell the people that are in our families, the people that are our friends, the people that we're closest to, get out and vote. Talk to everyone. Try to spread the real news, not the fake news. For that YouTuber, without that footage, Kyle would have gone up. Yeah, dude. Well, and then remember the FBI video that they had the whole time? Dude, that was crazy. That was so insane. Dude, they had that video the whole fucking time. I was like, what? Guys, I gotta go. You guys are awesome. My voice is cracking, man. So look, Blaire, you're amazing, dude. Thank you for coming on with me, man. Like I said,
Thanks for
guys,
having me.
of course, man, of course. Anytime. You're always welcome. You're my wingman, bro. I'll be on Sunday morning about 8:30 in the morning, guys, for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. We'll just talk random stuff. Everyone's welcome. Please come. Please say hello. Again, thank you guys so much for coming out. I really do appreciate it. Eric, you came back just in time, bro. See you guys too. You guys be safe. Take care. I'll see you in the after party show, Blaire. Bye, guys.
Good night, guys.